And what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Historic Hot Laps, episode 100 this week. And we turned the cameras on, so guess we'll see how that goes. But let's start this week's racing recap with the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. Also, hang out for a little bit here because a special guest coming on here in a short bit. But let's talk about some endurance racing real quick. This one had just about everything, over 6 hours. We had 9 full course cautions, multiple strategy shakeups, and a dramatic finish that ultimately ended everything under yellow. Through all the chaos, it was a number 10 Cadillac Wayne Taylor Racing V Series R, driven by none other than Ricky Taylor and Felipe Albuquerque, that came out on top of that one. Couldn't have come at a better time for Wayne Taylor Racing because it marks the team's first overall GTP victory since Detroit in 2024. Ending a frustrating 2-year winless streak for one of IMSA's most successful organizations. Awesome to see them back up on top. Ricky Taylor was quoted summing it up perfectly, saying, "It's been a long time coming. Felipe and I have been doubting ourselves. Nobody blamed each other. We believed in the team. I'm just happy for everyone." So the race itself was anything but straightforward, though. Throughout the afternoon, you had a ton of lead changes. Thanks to fuel strategy, perfectly timed pit stops, the different cautions, basically everything reshuffling the field over and over, right? Wayne Taylor Racing even found themselves running first and second after a drive-through penalty for the number 5 Porsche promoted Ricky Taylor into that runner-up position. So as the race ended its final hour, Albuquerque found himself leading, but the championship leader, Jack Aiken, and Porsche driver Kevin Estre, they were closing pretty fast. 3 drivers put on an incredible fight, weaving through traffic while separated by only just a few seconds. Everything came head-to-head of the final restart. Just over a few minutes remaining. Everybody's battling aggressively, but coming into second place entering turn 1, they made some contact, sending Aiken hard into the barriers. While Estre's race also came to an end, the incident brought out another full course caution, freezing the field and allowing Albuquerque to take the checkered flag behind the safety car. So everything's sorted out. I mean, yeah, Jordan Taylor and Louis Delatraz, they finished third, the sister car to Wayne Taylor Racing Cadillac. So definitely a double podium for that team, which is awesome. Who else did we have? We had GTD Pro. You saw FAF Motorsports celebrate an emotional victory. And I believe they announced something about they're going to run either less of a season or bow out altogether in the IMSA series. Don't quote me on that yet. I saw something posted about that, and I should have been better about researching it. But that's where we're at right now at that. GTD, you had Windward Racing's Philip Ellis, Russell Ward, and Indy Dante. They claimed class honors as well after another strong and consistent performance. Now, seeing Wayne Taylor back on top is awesome. The championship battle also tightened considerably with this race. Jack Aiken still leads Road America leading the GTP standings, but Lauren Heinrich significantly closed the gap heading into the next round. So Road America once again reminded everyone why it's the crown jewel of IMSA. Fast corners, nonstop strategy, heavy traffic, all the good stuff through multiple classes. It finished full of drama. It was another outstanding weekend of sports car racing. Now, we're going to head east real quick to one of Sprint Car's most legendary venues, and that's Williams Grove Speedway in Pennsylvania. World of Outlaws once again, Pennsylvania Posse standing off. Friday night's feature belonged to Buddy Kofoid. Kofoid picked up another impressive victory for Roth Motorsports, collecting his 10th of the World of Outlaws victories so far this year, proving once again that he's becoming one of the biggest threats on tour. Winning at Williams Grove is never easy, especially against the Posse in their own backyard, making this one particularly impressive. Saturday night, however, it was all about David Gravel. Gravel started on the front row, controlled much of the 30-lap feature, but it was far from an easy drive for Gravel. You had Logan Schuchart keeping the pressure on throughout the closing laps, forcing Gravel to hit every single mark around that historic half-mile track. And when the checkered flag drew, Gravel captured his 10th victory of the season as well, and another major win in the championship battle. He's been super consistent. You had Logan Schuchart behind him, Dylan Norris, which is good to see behind that in the third place spot, Carson Macedo in fourth, and Giovanni Celsi in fifth. Again, Williams Grove just continues to prove why it's one of the toughest places for the World of Outlaws on their schedule. The Pennsylvania Posse always raises that level of competition. Every Outlaws victory there has to be earned, right? As the championship heads deeper into the summer, David Gravel continues to build momentum on that championship, while Buddy Kofoid remains one of the hottest drivers in sprint car racing currently. So we'll see how that goes. Now, let's talk about a little bit of news because we had an unveiling. The IR28 made its on-track debut in IndyCar, so let's talk about it. One of the biggest stories in open wheel racing this week for sure, the future of the NTT IndyCar series officially hit the track for the first time. The Dallara IR28 completed its first validation test at IMS on the road course, mind you. Just don't get too excited. While fans won't see this car in competition until 2028, this weekend marked its first opportunity to see the next generation of IndyCar in action. Former Indy 500 winner Alexander Rossi had the honor of putting the new car through the first real-world test, and by all accounts, this debut couldn't have gone much smoother. Rossi praised the car for the preparation and the car itself, saying it was one of the smoothest new car launches he's ever been a part of and ever seen in his career, outside of replacing a single sensor during the day. That, I believe on his podcast, he talked about that, a wheel speed sensor issue. Fixed that real quick. That happens on cars now every time they go to the track, so nothing crazy there. But they completed the test program without any major mechanical issues. Huge accomplishment for a completely new race car. So real quick, what's new with the IR28? Well, visually, the car has a much more aggressive look. It's lower, it's sleeker, feature redesigned bodywork that's intended to improve racing while giving IndyCar a more modern identity. But we're a decade and a half in the current car, right? The DW12. So it's time for something. So underneath, the chassis got lighter than the current Dallara. It incorporates updated safety technology, and it's been designed to work alongside both Honda and Chevy's next-gen powertrains. Now, with that, you've got a lot of bolt-on things that are in the current car. Every time we see some sort of advancement, you've seen the flaps that they've added by the rear fenders for aerodynamic hold down, basically, so the car doesn't take off if it gets airborne or has the opportunity to get airborne, so on and so forth. They've wrapped this new IR28 car into years and years and years of advancement. No more bolt on this, bolt on that. Everything's plug and play. Everything seems to be designed for the future, not for the present or the past, which is awesome to see. So first impressions have been super positive. Rossi described the car as responsive and rewarding to drive, while Pelot, who also participated in this early evaluation, echoed many of the same sentiments. After getting behind the wheel there at the IMS road course, there's still plenty of testing ahead for IR28, making its race debut in 2028. But if its first outing is any indication, IndyCar appears to be taking a big step toward an exciting era. And honestly, as an IndyCar fan, someone who grew up around the sport, it's pretty exciting to finally see the future of the series on track. We've seen a lot of growth this year with a lot of things, a lot of development in this car. There's chatter online and with Doug Bowles talking about the possibility of a third manufacturer and a whole lot of things going on there. So that's a quick look of what's been going on this week. Now, the whole point of this episode 100, turning the cameras on finally, getting all this going, we're excited to welcome back Joe Z as we take the deep dive into Formula One season at this halfway point, the summer break, if you will. We're going to break down some stuff, some opinions. We'll just take it team by team, what the championship picture looks like, standout performances. We're going to be talking about a lot of F1 stuff. And honestly, Joe's the man for that, way more than I am. But yeah, that's why we bring him on here, for his expertise. So yeah, stick around for that. All right. And we are back. Talked about it coming into this episode a little bit, but with Formula One on the summer break, thought it was a great time to take a step back and evaluate every team on the grid. And welcome Joe back to the show. Appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely, man. It's always a pleasure.
Well, let's talk about some teams. Let's hand out some mid-season grades. Talk about who's exceeding expectations, who's not living up to them and disappointing us and everybody else. So I think I'll kick it off. Let's talk McLaren, starting with them. I mean, right out of the gate, have they lived up to the hype after last season?
I don't think they quite have, but all things considered, they're not doing terrible. Towards the end there, they're starting to piece it together. But as far as Lando defending his title, I'd say that's a bit of a stretch. They're not doing as good as they should be for a title defense.
Right. Yeah. That's a good way to sum it up, right? I mean, you got Lando Norris holding down fifth in the points, which is pretty insane for that group to not be in the top three in points at least. I mean, we're talking one win and three podiums on the season. That's for Lando. That's pretty wild,
Yeah.
honestly.
Well, even for Piastri, like he had an outstanding season last year too, and he's been real under the radar. They both haven't really come around to the last Grand Prix or two. They've actually been
Yeah,
showing that their team's figuring out that Mercedes power unit and starting to actually capitalize on what they can do with it. But there's still the reliability issues, but not only them, but everybody other than Mercedes themselves who've been having reliability issues.
right. Yeah, it's. I mean, he brought up Piastri, right? Like he's maturing as a driver, but he's still. I mean, he's hold down seventh place in the points, and again, super wild. Because they're both championship caliber drivers, but I don't think it's so much driver issue at this point. I mean, I think it's more of a development pace for the team. I mean, everybody's struggling, like you said, but you got, I mean, that team's, I don't want to say they have the most money on the grid, but they're close. Like
Yeah.
they're definitely close to the most amount of money, most development. And here we are with fifth and seventh in points midway through. I mean, it's not looking good for the championship for them.
No, it's not, at least not from this first half.
Yeah. It's hard to put because thinking about it, thinking about where they're at, I wanted to give them a better grade on the season so far, but then I looked at the points and the finishes and I just can't. Like I just can't do it. I just don't think they have it.
Don't they only have one podium or two podiums, just a couple?
Yeah, so they're sitting at one win, five podiums total. Piastri has two, Norris has three.
Gotcha.
So, but still, I mean, Piastri's still under 100 points right now, so
Yeah.
barely, but he's still there. So I don't know. I figured going into this season, McLaren would be a good talking point. And that's kind of why they were first on the list. But yeah, they need some help, I guess,
They
is the
they
best way to
definitely
put
do.
it.
Well, even Zach Brown's been kind of hush hush compared to what he's been the last few seasons with the
Yeah.
media and everything. He's kind of hovering over the radar, right? And I know
Yeah.
he's also like not been to any GPs
Yeah.
at some any given point in time. But then again, they got Indy going on and a handful of other things. Well, like you said, McLaren's got money.
Yeah. Yep. They definitely do. So let's move on to probably the most exciting one for me this year to talk about, and that is Ferrari. Is Ferrari finally turning the corner, and are they still finding ways to beat themselves? I mean, they got pace. We've seen it.
Yes,
They've got pace.
they they still they still have the pace they need in the straight line. On the turns, they're doing fantastic. They are still fighting themselves though, every now and again. The classic Ferrari strategies
Yep.
where
Yeah,
they're
they
pitting
definitely.
Hamilton every now and then, where it's like, well, why are you doing that?
Yeah, I had that as a note on here for strategy improvements or lack thereof because they don't seem like they've really got it going on. If they would stop shooting themselves in the foot on strategy, I think their standings would be even better. I mean, they're taking up number 2 and number 4 in the championship right now, right? So they're doing well. Each car's got a win. That's awesome to see, but they probably could have more than that, especially on Hamilton's car, right? I mean, the guy's still got it. I was unsure. I picked him as somebody to watch for the season, but I was still a little unsure of that decision. But he seemed to have it figured out. I mean, he's still doing it. So
Yeah, and in
definitely.
recent interviews too, he's been saying he's been doing better as he's been spending less time in the simulator, which is crazy. But their
Yeah, some
simulator's just
drivers are
that
like that.
different.
For Ferrari, the speed's been there more often than not. Can they string together some clean weekends and make good decisions? That's the biggest thing.
Yes, and I think that's more on the struggle on Leclerc's side because he's been like qualifying, just having awesome laps, and then race day comes and he's putting it in the wall more often than he should be. Just he's pushing the car right to that edge, and unfortunately, he's not coming out on the good side of it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if that could go back to that simulation talk we were just talking about, right? Like a lot of these younger drivers are used to, okay, I threw it in the wall, hit the reset button, let's try it again. Where drivers who had to learn it by feel, like the Hamiltons, like maybe he's just not feeling the car the way that an older driver would, or, something like that. I don't know. It's hard to hard to Monday morning quarterback it. But either way, the team as a whole is doing well. It's nice to see. So I'm
Yes,
excited to see
especially
that,
from last
you
year
know,
with Hamilton. Like it's fantastic
oh,
seeing
yeah.
him winning races again.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So moving from them, let's discuss a little bit of Red Bull. I mean, we know I was going to ask you like if you think Red Bull's just fallen back, but I think the stats are there to prove it.
Mhm.
Have they fallen back, or do you think the field's catching up? That's the real debate.
I think it's falling back, and I going back to last season when Horner got the boot. I know there were talks about him focusing more on what would be this year's car. So it's almost like he knew something going into this, that he was devoting his focus to next year's car.
Right.
I know Mekis came in and did fantastic for last year. That they started coming around. Verstappen finished strong, but I think they knew they were going to have issues this year, and Horner kept it hush hush under the rug. But in order to make
Right.
media and fans happy in the moment, Mekis did what he needed to do to finish that season strong. And maybe they should have devoted a little more time into this season.
Yeah, it's definitely something that he probably did know. I mean, that guy like that, the way he ran that team, I mean, he was forward thinking, forward looking, he was looking at what was going on in front of him, right? So I feel like he was probably a season ahead already. With Verstappen, I mean, he's still carrying the team, but he's not the same Verstappen. And maybe he's the same Verstappen and the equipment's just overwhelming for him. I don't know. I'm having a hard time with it because I love watching Verstappen, but it's kind of crazy to see all that.
Yeah, absolutely. And no disrespect to Hadjar, I think he's doing a great job in that second seat.
But yeah, 100%.
It was his second year
100%.
in the in F1, and he's he's
Yeah.
been out qualified Verstappen a few times. He's hanging in there with him at the races. Like he's a good second driver.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. He's getting it done. He's number 8. I mean, he's got no wins, no podiums, obviously, but number 8 in the points. I mean, we just talked about it. He's a little ways behind Piastri. There's a pretty big gap there, but he's only one spot behind Piastri when you look at it that way. So it's kind of wild to see, actually. Let's go to Mercedes because they're the ones to talk about. I mean, is Mercedes finally back? Can we say officially they're back? They've got it figured out. I think so.
Yeah, at least with half the garage they are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, their inner team battles might be pretty interesting as the season moves on because you've got Kimi in first right now, and you've got George Russell in third in points. I mean, obviously Antonelli's doing some magic. Really, I don't really know what else to say about it. He's people can say oh, he's the next Verstappen, and that could be true. I mean, he's got great equipment under him. They've got this new rule set and car figured out. I don't know. I don't know that I've seen them do an update in a while. I know I've seen other, more backmarker teams do bring updates to certain GPs, but I don't feel like they've done a whole lot of changing in their car as of late.
Yeah, not that I can recall, though. It's been nothing major.
They look like the team with some direction for sure. They're definitely not the favorites all the time, but I mean they're extremely relevant right now, and they've really, I think they've got it pretty well locked up if they keep just the momentum. Now, we're talking a few weeks off, right? Like what's going to happen with everybody else's program? I mean, they're not racing, but they're developing, they're doing stuff. So who knows? Maybe the second half will really shake things up. It's hard to say. I think I think every weekend they're going to definitely be the ones to watch, but I'm super curious coming off this break what they're going to look like.
Well, and especially like the McLarens, they've just looked real strong. Like we already addressed,
Hmm.
and Red Bull
Hmm.
even they've been coming in, but somehow Antonelli he puts it through like
Yeah.
last lap in qualifying and gets it done.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know, man. He just throws it and it sticks. I feel like that's all he's doing. I don't think he's doing anything real crazy other than just throwing it out there and seeing what happens. I mean, we've seen it. He's trashed a couple cars and stuff, but they've got it planted. They've got it figured out. So they've given him the equipment to do it. And I just think he's he's fairly fearless on most of these tracks, and he's just a young kid just going for it, and it's working. So
Yeah,
it's pretty
yeah,
awesome.
I agree.
Let's jump over to let's hit up Aston Martin. I'm just going to ask you your opinion on it. What's your biggest takeaway from Aston so far this season?
I mean, this first half, oh boy, that was rough.
Yeah.
You couldn't help but feel bad for them. But they just, that last race before the break, they had just their chassis updates come out, and Alonso made up considerably from that. So, what's the power unit upgrade going to look like? Or they
Yeah.
might
I
start
I
pushing
mean,
more. I mean, now that they're not hanging back with Cadillac, it's boys at Williams
yeah,
back in their
right.
familiar stomping grounds.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they do have that going for them. They've made some good memes this year, that's for sure. It's definitely it's a rebuild season, right? Like it's a transition year for them. They're doing stuff that's big picture, which is great. I don't know that we'll see all the results from it this go around, but who knows? Maybe it'll play off into next year. It's hard to say.
Yeah, well, I think a big part of that's going to be what this power unit upgrade brings.
Hmm. For sure, for sure. Yeah, I'm excited to see that too. Because again, Lonzo, I mean, he could do some stuff still. He's still got it.
Yeah,
When you look
and
at it.
Adrian Newey being in that lead engineer position
Hmm.
is I forget what the statistic is, but his last like decade, I want to say like 8 of the championship cars were developed by him.
Yeah, yeah, he's got some good history there. Looking at it, the only team worse than them in points is Cadillac. So
Yeah,
there's that.
yeah. The only
There.
reason Alonso got that single point was because of Monaco and all those pit lane
Yep.
speeding violations.
Yeah, yeah. He's sitting at 1 point. That's so wild. And obviously Stroll. Well, I mean, yeah, you don't even need to talk about that. It's just a mess, man. But yeah, that's crazy. All right. Well, let's go to the favorite here for you. Is Williams the biggest surprise so far in the midfield this year?
The, the biggest disappointment, maybe. Well, I guess that's a surprise. That's heartbreaking watching that, seeing how
Yeah,
much improvement they made from last year, and then they like even in their radio messages now, you can just tell everybody's disheartened.
you can feel it.
They've got
Yeah, you
two
can
good
feel it on the
drivers that
radio.
don't know what to do with the car. They came in to the start of the season overweight. Pretty sure they're still overweight. But I think they need the season's a wash for them. They need to completely restructure and figure out next year
Yeah. Yeah. It's rough. I mean, they're still sitting in front of both Astons and Audi and Haas. So I mean, they're still
somehow.
holding some middle ground there. Yeah. Yeah, they need some improvements for sure. I want to stay optimistic. I really do.
Right.
I just the Williams name alone, like that was the first team I followed in Formula 1 back in the day, and I want to see. I know it's not the same Williams. It's not 100% family owned now, but I want to see that same thing, but at least be in a running for a point, every GP.
Yeah.
Like at least be able to score a point or something. But man, that's wild. All right, let's move on to the Racing Bulls. How are you evaluating the Racing Bulls so far this year?
Well, I think they're doing great. Lawson and Lindblad are doing fantastic, especially like hats off to Lindblad being the only rookie on the field this year. I think
Hmm.
out of the last 6, he's been in the points.
Yeah, yeah, he's sitting at 23 points. He's in 11th place, and yeah, I mean, again, he's got a good gap as Gasly's in front of him. Pierre's got probably double the points he's got, but he's still right outside the top 10 rookie season. Not the greatest equipment, obviously. I mean, but they're doing it. So yeah, I think if I was to pick one of that's kind of more of a surprise, it's that they're still hanging the way they are while the main program's struggling as much as they are.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I think they're quietly getting some respect this season. Not a lot of attention, but they're a respectable season. I mean, yeah, their development pipeline's good over there. We know that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and then obviously whoever's picking up their like you said, the development pipeline, whoever's in charge of picking up young racers, doing a damn good
yeah,
job. And are they
yeah,
gonna?
they've got a good recruiting program.
Yeah, it almost makes you question if they're gonna carry. Are they gonna stay with Hadjar at Red Bull, or are they gonna slide one of the other guys in?
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's tough. yeah, I mean, they still got quite a bit this season to figure out. I don't know. It's hard to say. I bet they shuffle. But I don't know. Guess we'll see. Like I said, Hajar's doing decent. He's done some stuff. So I don't know. That's an organization that I would never want to have to make decisions in
Right.
because that would be tough. All right. This one probably won't take long, but Alpine.
I think Alpine's biggest fight is, well, who's their principal? I just drew a blank.
Yeah, I did too. I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah, the team principal is the issue.
Yes, Flavio.
Yep.
Yep. I know he's super direct with the guys. I know there's people who have a lot of respect for him. I know his time was kind of like when Alonso was in his golden era,
Right.
but I think he might just be a little bit out of date, and he more often than not clashes the team together from the inside
Yeah.
out, just causing headaches,
Yeah.
stirring shit up that he doesn't need to.
Exactly. Well, and the thing too, like, I mean, they've got decent drivers because even with what they've done, like we just talked about, Gasly's number 10 in points, Colapinto is 12th. So I mean, they're definitely at the top of the mid pack, but yeah, they need a little more, I guess. They need some direction long term.
Well, there's rumors
That's
that too. There has been for a while, I guess, from multiple teams that Horner's supposed to come back and help out either Alpine or
yeah.
perhaps Aston Martin. But who knows? There's so
Yeah.
much a rumor mill always with F1. You never know until it happens.
Yep. It never ends. It absolutely never ends. Yeah, I've seen Horner's name on like every team almost. So
Yeah.
yeah. Let's move on to the
Us. You know that they were looking real good at the first two Grand Prix, and then they just kind of fell off a cliff,
Yep.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, they've got Behrman and he's getting it done to what he can. For the equipment he's in, I feel like he's doing pretty good.
Yes.
Like I kind of wonder what he would do in a Racing Bulls or, something along those lines. Like he'd probably be in the top 10 for sure. He's got a lot
Yep.
of skill. I think he gets better results than the equipment that he's in for sure. Uh, Obviously, no podiums, but he's still got some points this year. So that's good to see. Yeah, they're just, they're doing what they can do over there, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And the rumors there too, since their ties are now with Toyota, is
hmm
with Ocon not having a stellar year by any means, is shuffling Ocon out and giving old Yuki back a seat.
I'd like to see him come over to IndyCar, honestly, but I don't know where there would be a seat for him, but it would be awesome to see. Sauber.
Audi.
I mean, yeah.
I'm
Uh,
pleasantly surprised with those guys. They're manufacture their own chassis, their own power unit, and they're
they're
holding
doing
their
a
own. I
lot.
think the whole
Yeah,
Hulkenberg should have more points than he does. He's just kind of caught a bad streak of luck there for a little bit, but they
right.
qualify really well, both him and Bortoleto.
Yeah, Bortoletto's doing well. I mean, they both for what they are. I feel like we would see more out of Hulkenberg, to be honest. But I I don't know. I guess he's kind of just taking the mature route and trying to keep the car clean and get good finishes when he can. I think he's been good. He's been a good influence on Bortoletto. I really do. But yeah, like you said, they're doing everything in house themselves. I mean, that's a huge feat, right? I mean, again, this kind of goes back to the long-term development conversation. Like, are they going to be, maybe not this year, obviously, maybe not next year, maybe they're a little better next year, but 2 or 3 years down the road, how good's their program going to be, right?
Yeah, yeah, especially from where they're at now. First year in the show and doing well
Yep. Yeah,
on all
exactly.
in-house engines, chassis,
Yeah.
whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. It's
yeah, they're
awesome.
piggybacking off of Kick Sauber, but they didn't do too hot last year.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I mean, can be can be worse than last year. Hey, like there's going to be some improvements, which is good. I I guess that leaves us with Cadillac, and I'm just disappointed.
Yep.
to say the
Definitely.
least. It's tough. I mean, first year in the series, I didn't expect him to be much out of the bottom of the field anyway. I The driver choice I feel like would have developed quicker for some things, for sure. I don't I know they're gonna have the technical stuff, but I almost feel like maybe the driver situation, maybe there was too much time in between seats for those guys. I don't really know. It makes me wonder what they're gonna shake up next year because they're putting Colton Herta in a lot of FP1s lately.
Yep.
And,
Yep. It has
he's
been.
hit 2 or 3 this season, and that's kinda yeah, usually they're required to do 1 or 2 here and there, but, I mean, he's already been through 2 for sure, maybe 3 FP1s, and we're halfway through the season, right? So, it's kinda fascinating, like, what's gonna be they're ramping up for something, but, I mean, at that point, which car does he get if he does
Yeah.
come over?
Yeah.
You're just
They
kinda
both had
even.
issues. They're both drivers are equal.
Yeah.
Hard to say. Well, and I know he's been racing in F2.
Mhm.
I want to say he's sitting about midfield. I want to say middle of the
He's
pack.
mid, yeah. Yeah, and
So
he's in decent equipment, but not the best. Like he's kind of where he should be with that car, right? I don't want to say he's not impressing because he's doing what he can with the car he's got, and he's had some days in the points, some days out. I don't know. Did he get a podium? I can't remember if
I'm
he
not
got
sure. I haven't
got one or
followed
not.
F2 at
But
all.
yeah, regardless, an IndyCar is amazing. I mean, youngest driver to win in history and everything else. Like he was fantastic. So it's kind of crazy watching his journey. I want to see him get to F1 just because of what he did to like with IndyCar and just stepping away. I mean, at when he stepped away, he was the highest paid IndyCar driver. He could have just sacked it in as long as he got a win or two a season, got a podium here and there. Like could have got it done, but then he goes to F2 and moves to Europe, like changes his whole lifestyle just to get it done, right? So yeah, I don't know. Poor Cadillac.
Yeah. Well, hopefully when they make the jump to Herta, 'cause I wouldn't imagine them not doing anything with him with the investments they've made towards his
Right.
development. Hopefully that when he does make the jump into F1, he can actually have a car underneath him that can hang with the big boys.
Yeah, or at least get some points, you know? I mean, it's just so
Yeah.
sad to watch. It's it sucks because it's the true American team. Like the Haas team's not the American team. Cadillac is the true American team, and we can't catch a break with that. The even at the American races, like we just can't get it done. But man, I don't know. I'm gonna do a couple quick fire questions. I just want your opinion on a few things. Currently, what driver pairings do you think are the most powerful right now? Obviously, it's going to be somebody in the top teams, but
Yeah.
which two
And
drivers are the best together?
well, the low hanging fruit is obviously Antonelli and Russell. They're killing it. But I think as the season goes on, it's going to be Leclerc and Hamilton.
Yep, yep. I'm with you on that 100%. That kind of rounds us into the next question. What do you feel like is the best team positioned going into the second half of the season?
Ferrari.
Yeah, yep.
It's. I mean, I know it's going to be a one hell of a comeback if they're able to pull it off. But if it's
Hmm.
anybody's going to do it, it's going to be those two.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. They're I'm excited to see the Ferrari resurgence, I guess. It's
Yeah,
kind of awesome to see, right? I
it
mean,
is. And then like even better with Hamilton leading the
right.
way.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's still got it. He's proven that for sure. There's going to be a bottom end team question, but which team do you feel like has no choice but to improve moving forward? And discounting Cadillac because it's their first year, right? So, out of the established teams, which team do you think has to make a change to move forward?
Well, I guess what do you mean by change in this? Like the driver shakeup or just performance wise?
Well, just performance change.
I think it's Williams. They have good drivers. Obviously, Carlos is his history speaks for himself. And Albon's not a bad driver. Give him a car and he can compete with the top of the midfield. But
100%.
yeah, those guys need to get something going for their drivers. Otherwise, they're going to lose them both.
Yep. I'm with you on that. And like we talked about, I want to see Williams do some good stuff. So I guess going into it, getting close to the end here, wrapping up stuff. But we're going to what, Dutch GPs next, right?
I believe so.
So yeah, at Zandvoort, who's got that one on lockdown, you think?
I'm gonna go on a limb and say Max is gonna pull through.
Yeah, pull
Yep.
through for the hometown crowd. Yeah, that's his place. I mean, it very well could happen. Have you seen all the side stuff he's been doing too?
He's
Like
insane.
Nuremberg, and
I
he's
love
doing
what
all
he
kinds
does
of.
for like racing in general. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
All his developmental stuff, whether it's sim racing or whether he's going off and doing endurance racing himself, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's so awesome. Yeah, it's super cool to see that. He's very much similar, and I know you don't follow like a lot of NASCAR stuff, but Kyle Larson over in NASCAR is the same way. Like he'll be in the sprint car 3 or 4 times a week, along with then at the Cup race on Sunday, and
Yeah.
he's got a couple other guys started their own league, and so he goes and races that. He goes and races other leagues. Like he's just same kind of deal. And then there was this whole spat between who is the best driver in the world, like him or Max Verstappen. This was last year or the year
Yeah.
before when Max was really like getting after it. And it was a whole thing. But yeah, they're very similar, different disciplines, but very similar. Like they have to be driving something all the time.
Yeah. And they're just
So,
good at what they drive.
yep. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it's pretty cool to see. Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate it. I won't take up any more of your time with that. I mean, we got a good little grading system here, where we think everybody's at, where they're going to be. We'll see if Max can pull it out with your prediction. I think that's a good one. I'm going to throw a real wild card and say, gosh, I don't even know who I want to see win it. Man, Dutch GP. I mean, I want to see Max win it, obviously, but I'm going to say Leclerc has a good day. We'll go with
Yeah.
Leclerc. See what
There you
happens.
go.
It's possible. I don't think that's a track that's really too designed for him, but we'll go with it. I also got to give a shout real quick before we get off the camera here. It's hard to see with the blur. W Energy, awesome supporter of the podcast. Great stuff. I got the old lemonade right now. Grandma's home lemonade. Refreshing, hydration, all the good stuff. No artificial anything. It's delicious. I don't know what else to say about it. Got a code if you guys ever want some there at w.gg. That's their website. Use promo code historic. I'm going to screw this all up. Use promo code HOTLAPS at checkout. Historic Hot Laps is too much of a promo code, so let's just go with Hot Laps at checkout. Yeah. Other than that, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. It's great. We turn the cameras on. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah,
I
man.
think from here
Let
on
it go
out, the
big or
cameras are going to
thunder.
have to be on. Yeah, I don't think I can go back now. I think
Yeah.
this is where it's at.
Force your
I'm
hand.
looking a little red in the face. I was in the sun all day, so that's what a better time to turn the camera on, right? I'm fully sunburned out. Fantastic. But once again, man, I appreciate your time. Appreciate the insight on the Formula One stuff. You definitely follow it closer than I do. And we'll have you on again 1 or 2 more times this year for sure. Maybe we'll do another check-in, but we're definitely gonna do a post-season show at the end of the year like we always do, and all that
Awesome.
good stuff. So awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. You have yourself a good evening, and thanks for coming on.
Absolutely, Alex. It's always a pleasure, sir.
Awesome. Thanks, man.